Welcome back to the Artful Exchange. I'm your host, the Poetic Designer, and today I am going to welcome Marcela Kvello. Marcela is a teacher, a poet, and a multilingual communicator whose life bridges cultures, languages, and multiple roles. She was born and raised in Czech Republic, and she moved to Norway in 2009. And since then, she's been living in a small town called Levanger for the past 15 years, where she currently works as a teacher of German and English. Recently, Marcela made her debut as a published poet with the book Orden and Adferd, or in English, roughly translated to Order and Behavior. The book consists of a collection of 31 poems rooted in the life of a Norwegian classroom, where the students and the internal struggles, silences, small gestures, and unspoken dreams are spoken about in her book. What amazes me the most is that she's writing poetry not only in Norwegian, which is not her first language, but also giving a voice to the students. Kvello's writing is intimately connected with her dual identity as educator and immigrant. In her poems, she channels observations from her everyday life in the classroom, but also grapples with belonging, language, and voice. Her work invites us to look more deeply at what lies beneath the surfaces of normal school days and quiet inner lives. So join me here today as we explore her background, her journey from Czech Republic all the way to Norway, her life as a teacher and poet, and the themes that animate her writing. Welcome, Marcela.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you for inviting me in.
Thank you for coming. I'm so happy that you joined me. My first question for you is actually, how did you end up in Levanger? And maybe you can also explain to our guests how tiny Levanger actually is.
Yeah, well, the simple answer is that I came because of love, because back in 2008, I fell in love with a Norwegian who happened to be right here, or actually a bit further from Verdal, which is even a smaller place than Levanger, where we are living now. Right. And back then, he had a son. He couldn't move. I was just finished with the university, and I had basically all the freedom in the world. So I just thought that, okay, I can try it. And now I've been trying for 16 years, and we have 2 kids and a house and all that. So yeah, it worked out pretty well.
It seemed it did, absolutely. So what about your early life then, before coming here? I mean, how was it growing up in Czech Republic, and where in Czech Republic were you born and raised?
I come from also a small place, even though it's bigger than Levanger. Levanger has 10,000. I checked 10,000 inhabitants, and where I come from, a small place called Cheb, really at the border with Germany, in the westmost part of the Czech Republic. Oh. And yeah, basically 5 kilometers away from the border. Okay. Yeah. So I come from there, and I was born in 1984. So that was before the Iron Curtain was torn down. Yeah. So I was born behind the Iron Curtain.
Oh gosh. And strange thing, yeah.
Yeah, it is. But I have to say, first 6 years you don't really notice much, right?
No. Okay.
Yeah. So it's more now in the aftermath that I see what it actually meant and how much it still is somehow visible.
How it impacted really people.
Really. Yeah.
So in a sense, you were actually born bilingual then, speaking both German and Czech at the same time?
Well, not truly bilingual, but in a way, because my family at least used to be bilingual. My great-grandmother was German, and she, right before the Second World War, had to decide. She married a Czech man, and they had to decide if they want to be on the German side, and then my great-grandfather would have to go to the war, and most likely he would not survive. Or if they should rather stay on the Czech side, and but then they had to leave really the place. So they were they escaped. They moved closer to Prague, and they survived the war there in quite good conditions, actually.
Well, all of this has an impact on further generations, and I suppose that all of this helped kind of shape your interest as well in, what can I say, in language and literature and teaching, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. There's something, and actually more and more in the last last years, that I'm more aware of that borderline living between cultures, meeting people who speak different languages. It is something about aging, I think, that we think more about these things.
I agree. It really, it does something to you. And also I think that the world has changed so drastically because of, first and foremost, because of social media, but also because people are traveling at a different rate than they used to. It's
Definitely.
cheaper to travel, and so more and more are doing so and learning more languages and more cultures because of that.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. And that part of traveling, that also was... I am an only child, and so I always loved reading, always dreamt about traveling a lot. My parents also liked traveling, so I was always encouraged to do so. So when I was 17, I went to England to work as an au pair for summer, and that was truly the first meeting with really different cultures and people of different colors and shapes and religions, and that was a real culture shock for me.
I can imagine, and you were still quite young as well. 17, you were very young, really. So
Yeah.
How long did you stay there?
I stayed there for 3 months. Actually worked for two families. First for an Indian family, so that was that was very special.
Yeah.
And after that, it was a very typical, I would say, English family, English countryside. Very, very English.
What a great experience, though.
It is, and I love the fact that I did it.
Yeah, as one should. What about other countries? Have you traveled or lived in other countries as well?
Traveling around a bit, yes, but I spent half a year living in Vienna, in Austria also, while I was studying, because I was studying actually English and Czech language and literature. But since I did have that German background, I thought that, that Erasmus program in Vienna could be interesting, because then I can combine both studying English and living in a German environment. So I spent 1 semester there. And I love my Vienna period, because that was the only time in my life when I was really a bit... call it wild, going to parties. Because otherwise I was really the good girl.
It sounds like it was real good for you then to get out there and just live as one should, when you're younger.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Before that, I was just I was ready to get married and to have children and to Yeah.
Well, at least you got to, get out some of that rage before you actually settle down in Norway.
Yeah, very thankful for that.
Yeah. So, okay, basically you speak Norwegian, English, Czech and German.
Mm.
Well done you.
Yeah, thank you.
Would you say, when I talk to people, I love talking about the various, challenges they meet, traveling around, meeting new people, learning new languages. Do you have anything you want to add to that? Have you experienced massive challenges?
Well, when
Adaptation?
When it comes to Norway and the culture, I don't really think that the culture is so different from my own Czech culture. And also, I'm an introvert, so I fit in quite well to Norway, I think.
You're a natural introvert, so you fit in. Actually, I like that. Okay, interesting. I didn't realize it was so closely connected in that way.
Of course, there are differences, and but the biggest challenge actually when it comes to language, then it wasn't the language itself, because that I think is fairly easy to learn. But then we are talking about the official language that you learn from the book.
Right.
When you start talking to people, especially in the region here in Trøndelag, it is really not easy. And I have to say, still after 16 years, I have problems understanding some people because, it's impossible, really.
I usually say it's like another language, because there are so many different words and expressions.
Yeah, really. And when I came here, some of the sounds, it almost sounded like Asian or Vietnamese, somehow strange for me. And I told my husband, and he didn't believe me. And then we were in my hometown visiting, and we were walking down the street, and he was writing something on his phone, not really looking around. And there were two people standing there talking, and he stopped, he looked up, and he was sure that they were Norwegian, but it was two Vietnamese people speaking.
Really? Oh my goodness. So he actually, wow. Well, there you go. You had, you were right. It does.
So there's something about the sounds here that, and I will never get it really right. So I speak Norwegian, but always get the questions. Yeah, where do you actually come from?
Yeah, wow. I've never thought of it that way, but I like that. I like that that way of thinking. Well, what about the fact let me start over. So how has life exactly in Levanger and Norway influenced you personally, and not least professionally? Because I suppose professionally is where you first started working as a teacher, might be Norway as well, or am I mistaken?
Yeah. No, actually, because I came right after school, so I have a short period here in Norway when I worked at the kindergarten, actually, and that was a good experience when I learned the basics and. Poor children. I have to say sorry to everybody because I misunderstood so much, but everybody survived. So that's good.
Children are very adaptable and they want to learn and understand. So that's the perfect start, I think, actually. Yeah.
But when you ask about how it influenced me, well, I definitely calmed down. Life is much slower here than in Prague, where I was living before I moved. I became very much more aware of nature and basically the changes in the nature during the year, the seasons coming. I appreciate them much more, even the darkness.
Yeah.
So there is something, but that also I think comes with age. Maybe.
Comes with that, yeah.
Yeah. And but professionally, definitely, because plan number one for me actually never was to be a teacher. It happened to be somehow.
What was your plan then?
My secret plan was to have a travel agency or hotel in Italy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but that never happened.
Completely different.
Yeah. No, but I loved languages. That's why I started studying languages, and I was thinking, okay, maybe I could do some translations. But then while I was studying, I started teaching as a part-time job, and that's when I realized that wow, it is actually fun. And I actually like people much more than I thought that I did.
Isn't it fun how we evolve and learn?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because I used to be a very, very shy person. And every time somebody would talk to me, I would turn completely red. And yeah. So many people reacted to it. Really? Do you want to be a teacher? Yeah, but it's a good...
Yeah, and it's good progress to actually let the shyness go as well by forcing yourself out there, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm still shy, but I can come into that role that is less shy than usual.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, we grow older as well. So the shyness, you know, doesn't need to necessarily, it will always stick with you, I think, if you are an introvert and a shy person, but not necessarily as it was when you were younger, you know. We all change and evolve in many ways. So, you know, considering the fact that I'm just going to talk about myself here as well a bit, but not too much. But we both like languages. Yeah, I mean, we both like languages and we both like to write. And I think that maybe there is something about that. If one is really fascinated by languages and words, I think it's natural to write as well, don't you? That it just comes, yeah. And you've always been writing, have you?
Well, in a way, I was the person at school who would write essays both for myself and my schoolmates. And
oh wow! Okay. So you helped. I hope you got paid for it.
No, I never got anything. No, unfair.
Wow, that was really nice of you. Then helping them get better grades, basically.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed it. So that has always been like a secret dream that one day I would like to publish a book. But then with all the languages and moving, wasn't really that easy. But after some years living in Norway, I started writing this. I call it blog. It is like a page on Facebook, in a blog way where I write about the life in Norway through Czech eyes, and that's fun. Really, that's something that I still enjoy doing.
I didn't know about this blog actually. Is it? Yeah. But you write in Czech, or?
Yeah, that is in Czech for Czechs who live in Norway. There are quite some, and and for Czechs who live in the Czech Republic and they are just interested in
Norwegian
reading
culture.
about life somewhere else.
Oh, okay. Oh, well done. I did not know about that, so that's interesting. Okay, cool. But what about when it comes to poetry? Because you have now written a great poetry book, which I truly love, and I recommend all our listeners to read, if, of course, you know Norwegian, because it's written in Norwegian.
It is.
Yeah. So what made you write this book, and was it difficult to write poetry in Norwegian, or did it come naturally to you?
Well, it was kind of a process because through that blog, I got contacted by a Czech woman. She's a photographer, she's an artist, and she also used to write some poetry. And she lives like part-time in Norway. And she contacted me and she asked me if I could help her translate her poetry from Czech to Norwegian. Oh. And I was very unsure, but I said, okay, I could give it a try. I could, see what comes out of it. So I started. So that was my first step into Norwegian poetry, really.
Okay.
And then that project kind of stopped because she had some other issues, so she had to tend to something else. And I was waiting kind of for more feedback or what is that going to bring? Then I thought, okay, maybe I could just practice a bit on my own. So I started playing with words, and then one day I was sitting at school. I was basically just guarding students who were writing a test in math.
Okay.
And this girl came a bit late. She was stressed, and she sat down. She looked at the test. Looked like she didn't really know what to do with it. And then she was just staring out of the window. And it was raining, and it was kind of dark and gloomy and a bit depressive. And that's when I started thinking, wow, what do I know about the students actually? What kind of day, morning, night has she had? What do we know actually about them? That's how it started.
And that's what I would also like to point out, because they're so beautifully written and they're so heartfelt. You can really sense that that you're capturing and really understanding and seeing the students through the poetry you write, which is so beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I tried, but I have to say, even though I'm trying as a teacher, I'm trying as a person, but it is fairly impossible to really see everything in everybody, and we would. Of
course, it is.
We would love to do it.
But I think that you've done a phenomenal job, though, with this book. Really,
thank
honestly.
you.
Yeah. I was wondering, actually, do you maybe have a poem? I did ask you in advance if it was possible that you could translate it to English, one poem, and read aloud for our listeners today.
Yeah. I can read the one that is actually the first poem in the book.
Perfect. That would be great.
And so this is in English. In Norwegian, it is I think better because since I'm experiencing that environment through Norwegian, then I think that I can express it in Norwegian better than in English. But okay, at least I can try.
Try, please do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one thing that we haven't mentioned, maybe all the poems, all the 31 poems there, they start with "to you," so they are like dedicated to one person, but they are mostly for 95% of them are not dedicated to one single specific person, but they start that way to make it a bit more personal.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
To you, with never-ending dreams, who cannot sleep tonight, for your stomach is full of wolf hunger for a new start. But instead of brand new joggers, you come with shadows, because there's no kind mummy, and daddy has left. So you let your hair cover the view to the first school day that suddenly seems darker than the weather forecast had promised. Yeah, so that was it.
Thank you so much. One. That's also one of my favorites, actually, in your poetry book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, among a few more, quite a few more, but yes, yeah. All right. Well, I just have to ask though, I mean, when it comes to writing poetry in general, do you write in Czech or German as well? Or is it just all in Norwegian now because you've been living here for so long?
Well, I do write also poetry in Czech.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. It is basically for myself. I do have an Instagram account with that. But lately that has actually stopped a bit because I've been focusing more on the Norwegian part. But yeah, I also do that. And yeah, it is.
I just have to ask. Yeah, sorry. Continue.
No, strangely enough, I have a feeling that it's kind of different voice I have in the Czech poems. That it is, I don't know, maybe somehow more concrete, more straightforward in Norwegian, and that wouldn't work in Czech, at least for me. So there, it has to be more in between the lines. More, yeah, it is different.
But is that because it's the way you, I mean, isn't that, how do I explain this in a good way? For every language, there's a different way of communicating, you know. It's like they say you can't really translate poetry because it's, I mean, translating the Quran, which is basically lots of poems, I would say. I mean, you don't really fully capture the essence of it, nor in poetry in general, because poetry that's written in one language will never capture its full essence in a different language. I don't know. Do you agree in this, or because
definitely, definitely
because of what you're saying now? Yeah, it's interesting. That's why languages are so interesting and so fascinating, I find.
Yeah, absolutely, and there are. Because it's not only about words, we have all these connotations connected to these words, and the whole feeling, the whole experience of the word and what you connect with it, that is so much different. So it's not easy.
It is not. It is not. Well, we have to, unfortunately, start wrapping up right now, but it's been such a great talk with you today, and I just wanted to ask you, you know, what does it mean to you personally to have realized, you know, to have, you know, managed to do your childhood dream of being a published poet, author, basically?
Yeah, wow, what a question, because I thought when I knew that the book was going to be published, I was very excited, and I couldn't wait to really be holding it in my hands and smell it and tell everybody that, look, I have a book. But now I have a feeling that okay, wow, I have done it. What's next?
You can just pat your shoulder and say, yay, I did it. Congratulations, me. Yeah.
And what I say to people who ask, okay, what's next really? What are you going to do more? And then I say, well, I would like to, but if nothing else, if this is it, then I can at least tell my grandchildren one day that, this book, I wrote it.
Exactly. And that feels good. That feels really good. All right, Marcela, thank you so much for sharing with us today. And I'm really excited to keep on following you, not least maybe even ask you for a collaboration in the near future. Let's see.
I would love to.
Great. Let's talk more. Anyway, I wish you all the best of luck, and I also wish you a very Merry Christmas. Just out of curiosity, how do you say Merry Christmas in Czech?
Okay, so I get to speak Czech also here. Wow, yeah. Very good, very good. It's Veselé Vánoce.
Wow, okay. I'm not going to repeat that now.
No. Yes. Completely different. But yeah, I have to say Merry Christmas to you. Thank you so much for inviting me in. This is interesting, and even though I am an introvert and still a shy girl, in a way I love speaking about what I'm doing. So yeah, thank you.
And you must continue to do so. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to our listeners for tuning into the Artful Exchange. If you wish to learn more about our guest, Marcela, please have a look in our description post for this specific episode to find her social media links. And remember to follow the Artful Exchange. New episodes will come out monthly. Unfortunately, recently, not so often, but until next time, stay creative and inspired.